Continuing on now with our lead up to the 2026 local town elections, we're so pleased to once again be joined here by Amy Neves. She is the town clerk here in the town of Milford. Amy, welcome back to the show. So happy to have you with us once again.
Thank you for having me.
Last year, Amy, we talked about a lot of the overall ins and outs of the local election process. We'll maybe get to some of those pertinent dates coming up for this year's town election a little bit later, but I'd love to focus on your position here for our conversation today. Town clerk, so many ins and outs of this position, so many responsibilities. I'd love for you to maybe walk us through what sort of a typical day is for the town clerk position.
Sure. There's an array of different tasks that we do on a daily basis. It could be, it's always vital records, births, deaths, marriages, people coming in to apply for marriages, people obtaining certified copies of various documents. We do genealogy, we do dog licenses, business registrations. We help out with zoning permits and applications with that. We do a lot of voting, address changes, updating people's voting status. We have the census coming up pretty soon. There's really a mix. We touch upon a lot of different areas in our office, so there's usually a pretty decent mix of what we do on a daily basis. Very rarely is it the same thing that happens every single day.
And so not only interacting with a lot of other town departments, but also really a lot of FaceTime with residents really every single day, I'm guessing.
Oh, every day, yes.
For you, what made you first decide to run for a position like this? I know you've been the town clerk here in Milford for a long time, doing such a great job. What was sort of your first inspiration to get involved?
When I first started with the town, I started in 1998. Previously, I worked at a bank, and I did work alongside with the treasurer's office. And when the treasurer's office ended up having an opening, they reached out to me to see if I was interested in applying for the opening in the treasurer's office, helping with payroll. So that's where I started out with the town. And then around 2002, 2003, an opening happened again in the town clerk's office. And yes, I was working with the town and working with the employees of the town doing their payroll. But I was really used to working a lot with customers and the public with my banking experience. So I was looking forward to getting back into that realm working with the town clerk's office. So I started back in with Joe Arcudi being the former town clerk. That was definitely a fabulous experience. And 2006 into 2007, Joe retired early, and the assistant town clerk had left the department to go move on to a different department, and I was made assistant town clerk and acting town clerk with his early retirement, and then I decided to run for election.
And so with a position like this, I know a lot of the sort of day-to-day responsibilities vary for a lot of the elected positions. Is this essentially a full-time role, the town clerk position?
Oh, it's absolutely a full-time job. Sometimes it's more than a full-time job. My office is not only the town clerk's office, but we are also the Board of Registrars and also elections. So we're 3 different departments all in one. So on different days, I have different hats. So it's a busy office.
And so with the staff that you have, I know there's an assistant town clerk position. How are those positions filled? Is that a different process from the elected role that you serve in?
Yes, my assistant is appointed by myself and any of my staff. Even though they are union positions, I am able to choose who works in my office.
What would you say are some of the most helpful skills for someone looking to fill a role like this? What are some of the really key skills to have going into this kind of a position?
Definitely customer service is number one priority. You never know what's going to be in front of you that day. Lots of patience, definitely patience, and just wanting to help the public generally. That's, the biggest thing.
And so maybe along similar lines, what do you think are some of the major challenges that you've had to deal with as you've navigated this position?
The state has made a lot of changes from the time I've started until current day. So trying to keep up with the rules and regulations of the state and our town and local bylaws, and definitely, technology has played a role. But to date, I think my biggest challenge was when we had to live through COVID. That was definitely a challenge, and running an election through COVID and trying to, you know, keep our day-to-day functions running while everyone else in the world was home and closed. We were in the office and trying to help the public the best we could.
Not enough credit can be given to the way that everyone who kept this town running during the pandemic, you guys definitely went above and beyond, and I know the town clerk's office was really front and center in a lot of that, so that was just incredible work that you all did. I also find, Amy, whenever I'm in town hall, it always feels like the morale in the town clerk's area of town hall is always very high. It seems like the group of people that you have there just seem to work together very well, and that's just a department that just seems to be very positive and very well run at all times.
We try. You have to be there. You all have to work together. We try to have fun. We try to laugh. We try to make the best of some tricky situations that come up, but we all get along. We're friends. We're co-workers. We're a team. We try to work well together.
Why would you say, Amy, that it's so important for people to get involved in various municipal roles in a town like Milford, whether it's the town clerk's position, other elected positions, other positions impacting the day-to-day in the town? Why is it so important for people to get involved?
I feel that it's important just so you're aware of what happens in the town. Even just becoming a town meeting member and sitting through one of those meetings, a lot of people don't understand the workings, the in and outs of what happens in towns and municipal government. And it's interesting to learn about budgets and the way things work and how things work. And then, it's possible that maybe people won't complain as often if they know the process and how things are run.
Yeah, very easy to comment from the outside, but important to get involved sometimes and really get to understand what you're talking about. And your story is so fascinating too, Amy, and one that I think is important for everyone to take to heart, that sometimes you get involved in a position in the town and that can continue to grow and evolve over time. So just important to get involved, start to get used to the process, and you never know where that can take you. So with that in mind, Amy, as we start to wrap things up, obviously we are going to start to get into the busy time for the local election process. What's sort of that first benchmark date that everyone should keep in mind if they are interested in getting involved?
If anyone is interested in getting involved in either an elected position as a department head or a board member or committee member or even a town meeting member, our nomination papers come out the first Monday in January, which is the 5th. Just let us know if you're interested. We'll get everything prepared and give you the instructions on how to collect signatures. And it's fairly easy, and it's important, and it's good for people to know how important.
So as we get into December here and the holidays, that date is fast approaching, right into the new year, to start to pull nomination papers and get that process underway for the 2026 Milford town election. Well, Amy, thank you so much for all of your insight. Thank you for all you do here in the town of Milford, and we really appreciate you joining us here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.